Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the box has arrived. This is going to be the brown color in the 26-inch size, and I actually have 4 of them in the box. Now we're going to put them together, not many pieces, literally I believe just 2 pieces and a little bit of screw-on hardware. Do be careful though when you are slicing through the box, as even though this is below the lip of the box, just be careful with your X-Acto blade. Don't go too far in because this is sitting right on top of the box. Even though that's the bottom, you don't want to X-Acto blade that. So just a little heads up for that one there. Each individual one, we have our backs and our legs down below. We're going to bring it out. Everything is plastic wrapped up. And then we have protection, a little bit of foam on the leg portion. So let's get these out, put them together, show you some potential tables you might want to use them with, or of course, your kitchen center island. First impressions, absolutely incredible and no joke. Very soft and smooth. They even smell good, especially with your cross stitching all the way down the side, all the way around the front. And let's get you a shot real quickly of the back here. While we're looking at first impressions, it is zip up right about here. If for some reason, I don't know why, maybe for, cleaning or something like that, but I would just, leave it be and then just clean it if you need to and just leave it on. Anyway, the bottom looks like this here. And of course, that's where we're going to put on our hardware. Cross stitching is looking absolutely incredible all the way around once again. Turning it this direction, coming down all the way around, and in the front as well. And then you have more smaller stitching down below here, cross, and in the front, all the way to the front there as well. Stitching right through here as well. Nothing on the back here. Super smooth. Alrighty, here is our bottom bar right here. And there, of course, is 4 of those all wrapped up. And then we have 2 more different sets. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4 with our instruction manual down below here. And all your hardware in a bag is tied to the string here on the edge of the box, which we have right here. All right, everything is labeled on the bags for your hardware here. So you got your washers, and then you got your long bolts here, and then G. So your long ones, which is going to be your E, and then your H washer is underneath for each one of these here. So a washer, a long bolt here, washer, long bolt here, and then a G, which is a short one with a washer underneath here. Little pro tip for you here, don't crank them all the way down until you get that middle one in there as well, and then crank them all down just so the threads are perfectly lined up. That is one side of the crossbar system. Alrighty folks, got the 4th chair finished, and I do want to show you something that will give you a lot of time boosting, I should say. So grab an impact compact driver. I got my little bit in there. Do be careful, don't over tighten, obviously stripping the bolts, but I whipped through these so much quicker than the first one with just the regular Allen wrench. It's just a lot easier. Again, put them in, but don't tighten them down all the way, just so you can finagle it a little bit so you can get it all in just beautifully, and then tighten everything up, obviously including your foot bar here. Now, the washers will look like this afterwards. They're not curved, but they'll lodge in there nice and tight. And again, that is a time saver for sure. All right, so we have the 3 right here, I should say, and the 4th one right here. I'm going to give you some table options. But like I mentioned for first impressions, after I put the second one together, it was kind of getting late that one night when I first started this video. But first impressions, so soft and beautiful, and we'll give you exactly how it feels when you sit down. We'll talk that through it. But let me go ahead and clean my table off here, and we'll show you what this particular table, this is just your basic table you can pick up. We'll get you kind of maybe a height wise on some of the options I'm going to show you with, again, the 26-inch. But again, they offer the 24, and let's go ahead and get on into it. Okay, number 1, nice steel right here, nice and firm. You do have slight little areas right here where you can twist and turn if your floor is not completely flat, or level, I should say. That's on each one of the leg pegs, I'm just going to call them here. As you can see, loosen and tighten them up there for balance. Nice and secure here. And the easiest way that I did it to keep the leather clean, I put it on the table, laid it on top of the bag it came in, flipped it over just like this, did my mounting on my bolts, flipped it back over. Super simple. And obviously these look a lot better than a dirtier fabric, and pets won't be able to chew down on here. Puppies like this down right here. I did have one leftover washer, and then your spare bolts and parts, so stash that away in a drawer. just in case you need it later down the road. Alrighty, so here is a nice little setup here, as we can see, with your typical table here, and this will kind of give you a shot. Now this will obviously raise you up a little bit higher, so it's like, here's my knees. Now I am comfortable, but obviously like for eating, this might be too low of a table for you, but maybe like a kid's play table if you wanted to have something like this, where cleanup is a little bit better than fabric. That might be an option for you as well. So again, just your kind of typical table. Here is my elbow up here. So for eating, I would have to lean over, or, you know, if you're just relaxing, having my tea, like in my shop here next to my gym, perfect table, perfect size. I'm not going to be eating out here, but I'll be like maybe relaxing, maybe doing a little bit of work, watching a video. You guys get the idea with a table here. Great look to them here. A little indentation coming around, a little indentation here, and very nice. So first time I sat on it, first impressions was it was a little bit stiff. And what I mean by that is I'm coming off of like something like this. So obviously this is going to be more cushiony. This is going to be more modern, but it's going to feel firm, but comfortable, if that makes sense. The backing is nice on my back. It doesn't feel hard or stiff at all, but just again, going from fabric to a little bit more thinner padding, you'll notice that for a little bit more firmer. The back does feel good though. I almost want to say, it's probably the same, but it almost feels like the back is a little bit more cushiony than the seat, but don't quote me on that one. Just kind of feels like that. But firm, but comfortable, if that makes sense. Again, coming from this, firmer than that. But obviously, if you want to go more, if you want to go the 24-inch size, that would be 2 inches lower. So that would work out a little bit more better for you if you went with this particular table with the setup, etc. All right, let me put one more chair over behind me, and we're going to show you what that looks like on a little bit higher of a table. Alrighty, so this is going to be the better option for you if you have a higher table. And I'll grab my measuring tape and give you kind of an example here in just a second here. But let's go ahead and take a look at the stock ones. So the fabric ones are going to be the stock ones that came with this table, and these are a good probably couple inches higher than that. And this is what the back of them look like here. If you are curious, because most people are going to have these on their kitchen island, that's where ultimately these will go, is my kitchen island. So obviously you want the back of them to look really beautiful as well. So you have the little zipper seam right up there, beautiful flush stitching on top. And this is, once again, probably the better option for this particular application. Absolutely. So here I am, my knees are a lot lower than the other table. And this is a great height for this table for eating and sitting. And I just have my boots on the little metal down below. That's really nice, so your legs aren't obviously dangling down like that. And then eating, having your tea like I am, morning breakfast at the kitchen table or kitchen island. And if you are wondering, that's a 36-inch height table. From the ground right to the lip is 36. And this table is 30 from the ground to the top, 30. So if you're going to go with a table like that, go with the smaller size in the stools. If you're going to go with this size, 36 inches, this size is fantastic. And this is ultimately where they are going to go. And forgive me, I'm in the middle of a kitchen remodel. That's why the kitchen island looks like that. I don't have the sink or the quartz marble countertops, but you guys will get the idea here. So panning back, and we're going to have all four, definitely three in here because it's going to extend past the dishwasher. And so I got that one right there, and I won't have a waterfall. I'll have it just kind of edged where you won't, you'll be able to get your, knee underneath there. I mean, I might have a waterfall edge quartz marble countertop, and then we'll put this one over here. And then, yeah, you'll have room for two more, or if you don't want it so tight, then obviously just put three and just get the three, but I like the four. So you're gonna have options, which is really, really cool regarding that, and that's gonna look really sharp in my kitchen, especially when I do the tile backsplash, under cabinet lighting, as you can see. Lighting it up, just get the visualization, get the picture, and that will set me up at this height for the stone on top. So picture it maybe raised up another couple inches or so, and that's gonna look just beautiful. Out of curiosity, if you are wondering, with 2 inches of stone, let's just say it's 2 inches, that's gonna put me up to about 37. So that's going to be even better for eating or putting your arms up there with the higher size stool that we have here out of the two sizes. So this color looks absolutely fantastic with the tile that I am going to put up there. Not to mention the marble white quartz countertop. Again, you got to visualize it. It's going to be absolutely stunning with this leather color on white. With the shaker style cabinets, it's just coming together beautifully. It makes it feel more like a home, especially if you're in a remodel, as the vision is coming together. My pup is wet, she loves it. And there's a better look for you there. I turned some more upper lights on, well, at least the ones I have installed in the ceiling so far there. But let's come around here to the front. You know, I'm gonna have a lip over the edge, you know, so these are gonna be tucked in. So the stone is gonna come out quite a bit right here. But anyway, very, very sharp. Impressed with them. First initial impressions are definitely a thumbs up. So hopefully this gives you a great idea of what size you need for what application. Once again, top link in the description box below will be these exact same stools where you guys once again can pick them up. But just like all my videos, please don't go into debt for anything I do make a video about. But if you do have the cash and it does intrigue you, please go ahead and purchase on away. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button on the way out, helps the channel. Also subscribe if you want to see this house completely finished in the remodel and how I did all of this so far in the house. Once again, your link is below for these stools. You guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. My name's Chris.